Hey y'all, it's Sherry Cheever and welcome to my studio. Today I'm going to show you a little technique that I use quite a bit, and it's misting with markers. I've had a request on a number of occasions to do a tutorial for this, and I finally found time to get it done. And if you'll give me a minute to adjust my camera, since I'm a one-woman show here, I will come back and we'll get right to it. Hi, it's Sherry Cheever and I'm back, and as you can see I have my image. I've got two Tombow markers, a purple and a green. I have some mini misters filled with water, and I like these Ranger mini misters the best because they have such a fine spray that it doesn't leave a whole lot of unnecessary water on your image. Then I have 3 sheets of watercolor paper, and I'm going to show you this technique to you 3 different ways, and they're all 3 ways that I like to use, each for a different purpose. So oh, and in case you're wondering, I have my coffee cup. So oh, and I have my heat tool here. Sometimes I want to stop the running of the water and the ink, so I keep this handy just in case. And to start, I'm going to take the first sheet of watercolor paper and give it a very good mist with the water. And I'm really going to mist this kind of heavy. Number one, I want the paper to soak up the water, but I want it to run quite a bit in this one as well, and you'll see why in a minute. So while that's setting up, I'm going to color my image, and here I'll move it so you can see it a little bit better because I can't see because of my glasses. Damn trifocals. So I'm just going to color each flower first. For me, this is easier because I know I can spot them quicker than if I were to color all the green stems first. And I've got them, and I'm going to go back now and highlight the stems. Just quickly, doesn't have to be perfect or accurate. Sometimes I'm glad it's not. And I have my image all colored up, and while my paper, it's still wet, hadn't soaked it all up, but I'm going to knock off the excess water for this. And I don't know if you can see the sheen on the paper. I'll move it closer, but if you can see the sheen. So I'm just going to stamp. No misting the image. I've misted the paper, and I'm just going to stamp. And this is going to just bleed and run. And I want this too for one reason, and that is because sometimes I like to do a background layer and overstamp in the front. And this card is an example of that. You can see the green in the back was stamped with a lot of water on the paper, and then I could stamp the flower over the top in the front. So we're going to set this aside, and we're just going to let that dry. And I'm going to clean off my stamp a little bit. Oh, I got to show you what I learned while I'm doing this. I use baby wipes down here in the studio because I don't have running water. And I clean my stamp, and then sometimes the towel leaves felt and little fibers on my stamp, and it was driving me nuts. So I had a can of air, and I just started taking the air, can you see? Whoops, here I am, and blowing that garbage off my stamp. It's perfect. I get no lint, my stamp dries, and it's ready to go the next time. Just perfect. So this time, here's our paper, mini mister with water, and I'm going to just do a light spritz on that paper. I'll come back again, and we're going to color our image once more. And this time, I'm going to kind of dab off some of the water on my paper and give my stamp just a light mist. And I'm going to hold my mini mister away from the image and not up close. I don't want to do it like this. I pull it away, and you can't see it. It's off the screen over here on the right hand side, but I just give it a little mist and then stamp my image into the paper. This looks more soft. I've got a little run and not much. And if I want to stop it from running anymore there, all I have to do is hit it with my heat tool, dry it real quick, and it won't run anymore. And we're going to set that off to the side, and I'm going to clean my stamp up just a tad bit better. And I have the third piece of watercolor paper, and this time I'm not going to do a thing to the paper. I'm going to leave it dry, and I'm going to color my image. Very quickly, I know there's dead air here when I'm coloring, and I'm sorry for that. You know, purple and green are some of my favorite colors to use together. Just a purple person. You'd think that my whole house was decorated this way, but it's not. Only my bedroom. And I'm getting ready to change that because I'm tired of it. Plus it hasn't been, the walls haven't been painted in a number of years. So I have my image colored, dry watercolor paper, and I'm going to take a mini mister again and just lightly spritz this stamp a couple times, and then stamp on the dry watercolor paper. And as you can see, it's still, you've got a little bleed, not as much as the other two, and I probably could have pressed a little bit harder, but that's the way it should be done. So here is the last image I did. This is this card here, and I like that nice clean look. The second image is a little more runny, and here is the card made with that image. And I'll be putting all these on my blog along with this video. And then the last one, see how it's run, and it's still wet and it's still running, but here is the card made with that. And just sometimes you just want a different look for different occasions or whatever your mood you're in. So that's what I have for you, and thank you for joining me. And remember, life's short. Live each day to its fullest and enjoy your adventures. Thanks.